Do you remember the moment the room changed its mood from glitter to quiet expectation? That was the night. The gala had been a showcase of awards, applause, and carefully rehearsed gratitude, but when Yulong and Long Mei Mei stepped to the microphone together, the lights shifted as if the auditorium itself leaned forward to listen. What they announced was not another headline, it was an invitation. The confirmation of a new movie series that promised to change how fans and critics thought about their work and about storytelling itself. The reveal did not arrive with bombast. There was no dramatic trailer playing on repeat, no confetti blast. Instead, Yulong took the stage with that measured calm he is known for, and Mei Mei stood beside him like a quiet current. He held the microphone as if it were a fragile thing. His voice was steady, the kind that comes from someone who has learned the authority of silence. "We wanted to make something that honors people," he said simply. "Not spectacle, not noise, people." Mei Mei added, "We wanted to tell a long story, one that breathes and grows when life grows." The words were modest, but the reaction was immediate, a low, astonished murmur that rose into applause so sudden it felt like a tide. The new series, they explained, would not be a single film but a multi-episode cinematic arc, intimate in scale, ambitious in heart. Titled Harbor Lights, it would follow a town on the edge of a sea that is slowly losing work, where characters learn to make new lives out of old losses. The project's heartbeat would be human-scale narratives, a fisherman learning to digitize his small business, a mother re-entering the workforce, teenagers fighting to hold onto a library, and a couple who find new terms for love after years of hardship. Yulong and Mei Mei made it clear the series would not merely dramatize struggle, it would show how care and small acts of courage are the real drama. Industry heads had expected a promotional push. They had not expected a manifesto. The couple had used the gala to stake a claim. Cinema can be patient, films can be morally generous, and celebrity can amplify stories that usually go untold. The director attached was no tabloid name but a quiet auteur the pair had championed for years, someone known for capturing the lives that critics called invisible to mainstream narratives. When he joined them on stage, he spoke about collaboration rather than commands. "This will be a community project," he said. "We will cast across neighborhoods, work with local crews, and share the film with the places that inspired it." That promise alone shifted the evening's energy from spectacle to possibility. They revealed practical details that stunned even seasoned producers, filming schedules designed around local life, fair wages for every crew member including catering staff, and a commitment to release the series in smaller theaters and community centers before streaming platforms. There would be a phased rollout, a festival premiere, neighborhood screenings, and then a limited streaming release accompanied by discussion panels, community workshops, and educational materials. This was not just marketing, it was a plan to bring art back into conversation with the people who lived the stories. Fans exploded with joy, and critics leaned in with skeptical curiosity. Social feeds trended with the project name instantly. Supportive comments swarmed, praise for the couple's courage, excitement about the series' premise, and gratitude for the announced community initiatives. Skeptics questioned the feasibility. Could a high-profile series really prioritize slow, humane production in a market that rewards speed and churn? Industry analysts wrote think pieces overnight, asking whether Harbor Lights could be both art and commercially viable. The debate only amplified attention, and that attention was precisely what the couple had hoped to redirect. Behind the announcement lay months of clandestine work. Sources close to the production revealed the couple had spent the last year meeting with writers, small-town advocates, and local leaders. They had read transcripts, listened to oral histories, and visited neighborhoods that might be woven into the fictional map of the series. Mei Mei had insisted on authenticity. Certain scenes would carry scripts only as skeletons, inviting real residents to contribute dialogue and rhythms. Yulong, who had grown up watching the same small gestures of life in his own neighborhood, pushed for a production model that compensated those contributors fairly and visibly, not a token credit line, but actual pay and billing. The casting plan further underlined their intentions. Instead of contracting only stars, the series would mix experienced actors with first-time performers, vendors, teachers, and residents who had never stood in front of a camera. The couple argued that this approach would introduce textures no trained actor could manufacture, a hand that knows how to mend nets, a laugh with the weight of a life fully snagged by labor, the mannerisms that come from a lifetime of waking in the same room. Workshops were planned to train non-professionals without extracting their stories. The production would pay them and offer continuing education in crafts related to film. This transparency unsettled some executives. It threatened a comfortable industry pattern. Star-driven, market-tested releases rolled through a predictable pipeline. Harbor Lights proposed something else, a cycle where production slowed to match human rhythm and distribution amplified community centers as much as it did mega-platforms. The couple's pitch included data, projections of cross-market receptivity if promotion emphasized human stories and used grassroots networks for word of mouth. The details suggested they had not stumbled into idealism. They had strategized a way to marry ethics with impact. On the technical side, the filmmakers promised a sensory approach that resisted spectacle. Cinematographers planned to shoot on location with natural light when possible. Sound designers aimed to foreground small domestic noises, the clink of cups, the hush of a bedside radio, to build an intimacy listeners could feel in their bones. The musical composer, a collaborator from Mei Mei's earlier theater days, intended to use local instruments and community singers to craft a score that felt like part of the town, not background ornament. Even post-production would feature community screening sessions where edits could be changed based on feedback from local viewers, a rare move that made the editing bay less of a closed room and more of a dialogue. Announcements about philanthropic titling and revenue sharing followed. The couple pledged a percentage of box office and streaming revenue to fund community arts programs, libraries, and small grants for local filmmakers. They set up a production foundation that would help train technicians from underrepresented areas and create distribution partnerships to ensure the series reached villages and towns often bypassed by big releases. The financial model included sustainable measures, smaller budgets, in-kind sponsorships for equipment, and partnerships with public broadcasters to guarantee free screenings in community centers. Reaction from peers varied. Several respected directors publicly praised the initiative. Some called it a needed recalibration of cinema's social role. Others were wary, concerned that the couple's celebrity might overshadow local voices. In response, Yulong reiterated that the project would always center contributors in credits, promotion, and profit sharing. That celebrity would act like a microphone, not a megaphone that drowns out. Mei Mei emphasized consent. Anyone whose story informed a scene would sign clear agreements about use and compensation. Their insistence on contractual clarity calmed some critics and signaled a seriousness many had not expected. The production's timeline was ambitious but realistic. Pre-production would begin immediately with location scouting and community outreach. Principal photography was scheduled to start in several coastal towns in the coming months, timed to capture seasonal rhythms significant to the story, harvests, festivals, and the changing light that defined harbor life. Post-production would follow a year later, with previews and community edits happening regionally before an international festival submission. They announced no fixed release date, a move that frustrated impatient fans but matched the ethos. When art is made with people at its heart, timelines bend to human need. This project also sparked new conversations about celebrity responsibility. Columnists debated whether stars owed their platform to elevate authentic voices. Some argued that celebrity involvement was often extractive. Others said that when done with care, it could unlock resources and visibility vital to small stories. Harbor Lights catalyzed funding pledges from independent producers and philanthropists interested in experimenting with similar models. Suddenly, conversations that had been abstract about ethical storytelling and community-centered production had a living, financed example to study. The night of the announcement, as the gala wound down, the couple hosted a small reception for local artists, writers, and activists. The atmosphere was intimate, tea rather than champagne, conversations rather than speeches. Mei Mei moved through the room making notes, listening with a seriousness that made people stop and give their full attention. Yulong spoke with technicians, asking about union practices and fair scheduling. It was clear the announcement was not performative. It was a call to action grounded in labor and logistics.